This is the Global Broadcasting Service, serving remote outposts since 1928.
Hi, everyone. Welcome aboard the Walt Disney World Express monorail.
Caramba, we have something really big for you today.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
Now then, hang on to them hats and glasses, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
This is the DBC Pod with Phil Schoen and Jason Dodge. Hi, friends. Welcome to this week's pod. This is for the week of August 25th, 2025. Hear what's going on in our Disney World or our Universal World, Phil? Question mark? Phil's trip's coming up this week where he's going to be at Destination D23, but before that, he'll be at Epic Universe at the Helios Grand Hotel. You're going to tell us all about that type of stuff a little bit later. There's a couple of things that impacted your trip a little bit, which is very interesting.
And I didn't overthink it at all, right? Sure.
No. There's a lot of there was a media event this week that just kind of popped up on everybody and kind of gave us all the updates that we were talking about last week with Drew. Well, not all of them, but some of them. And I think we're going to have to expect that we're never going to get any Disney parks news really at the Destination D23 shows. That's all probably being saved for all the D23 Expo, where it's a big production. We're going to get used to that. But there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, I think we have an hour and 45-minute show. If it wasn't, it would have been like an hour without your trip update.
Right.
That's eminently coming. So anyway, first we want to welcome a new member on YouTube, Rachel D. Thank you for subscribing. We appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, how dare you? Do that right now. Click those buttons. But first, we're going to talk about the Walt Disney World Park News Media event, Phil. Drew was there. Scott Gusson was tweeting out a storm all throughout the day. Some really cool, interesting things. So what was the first thing on your list that you noticed?
Yeah, so I thought it was interesting. You know, if those of you that listened last week, I think Drew was kind of teasing this without giving away things he couldn't give away. But it's interesting, like you said, I feel like it was a Destination D23 worth of news that came out about 10 days earlier. Maybe, I don't know the reasoning for that. Maybe Disney felt they could control it more, or they just want to reposition Destination D23 as not a place for news. But for whatever reason, they had this media event and they shared quite a few updates and very much focused on Walt Disney World. So I'm going to go through them in the order that they announced them. The first thing was they talked about Zootopia Better Zootopia, the show coming to Animal Kingdom that is replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug in the Tree of Life Theater. And kind of this is one of the pieces, the most concrete news that we got is that it will open on November 7th, which is maybe a little bit earlier than people thought. Disney always just said winter 2025, and we never knew what that meant.
Well, they're lying because that's not the winter.
I know that's not technically winter time. And then some people are saying, well, maybe it'll coincide with the release of Zootopia 2, but that's not until the end of November. So it's opening November 7th. I will be there on November 7th, just in Walt Disney World with my daughter's orchestra trip is that time anyway.
And I don't think hoppers.
We do have hoppers. We weren't planning on doing a park day on the 7th. That's the day she's performing at Disney Springs and stuff like that. I do think we'll be there on the 8th though. So we'll be there on the 2nd.
I don't know. Zootopia Better Together.
I know. Sorry.
Your daughter. I don't know.
I mean, the whole purpose of the trip is to go down for our thing, but we'll skip it. No problem.
Yeah. Why not?
But they talked about the show. They said it will be presented in Carrot Vision 3D. Which obviously is a fun pun because, you know, carrots are good for your eyesight and stuff like that, and with Judy Hopps and stuff. But the description they gave out for this is that the time has come for the citizens to from every biome in Zootopia to come together for ferocious fun in honor of Zoogether Day. From special performances across Zootopia to an epic music finale, ready to leap, laugh, and let loose. It's the perfect way for your pack, pride, or herd to celebrate how we are all better Zoogether. So I guess that's the angle they're going with and how it fits into Animal Kingdom.
The one thing I don't like about this, I mean, I like the whole thing, right? It's probably going to be a really good show. The reception of this was pretty positive across social media.
It seemed
for
like
the most part. But I don't like the animals referencing like Zoogether Day, because a zoo, like it or not, whether it's a good one or a bad one, is still animals being held out of their natural habitat, like, you know.
I guess they just go with it because, right? I mean, even in the first one, they called the city was Zootopia. So it's like, I guess they're I don't like kind of weird. Yeah,
it is weird. Anyway, it should be lovely. Tough to Be a Bug needed some updates anyway. It's an IP that no one really remembers unless you have nostalgia for the parks. So that's good. And they're actually putting it out on the time before the movie, which you get anybody that's there hyped about the movie,
Right.
and potentially go see the movie in a month when it's out, which is, I think, a smart thing to do.
Yep, and tied to that, and Drew did tease that there was something else coming out related to Zootopia 2. They announced that Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde will have a meet and greet in the area, and they will be in their outfits from Zootopia 2. So even
That's
before
cool.
the movie's out, you're going to see. I mean, obviously, it's been in the previews and stuff like that. It's not like they're giving anything away, but like you said, it's good promotion for the movie. I think that's something we've all been asking for. It feels like these movies in the parks don't always talk together, and this one seems like they are in sync a little bit more. The next update they gave was for the Big Thunder Mountain. No exact timeline other than that it's still coming in 2026. But they gave a lot more backstory and things related to that. So if you go to the Disney website, the Walt Disney World website, there's a whole, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically it's saying that, you're going through this whole ride and that there's going to be some natural phenomena in the Rainbow Caverns. And they added, which may not be as welcoming as they first appear. And they showed some concept art at the event that during that last lift hill where you see the Rainbow Caverns on your right, something's going to happen. There's going to be some thunder and stuff like that. And instead of being rainbow colored, they're going to turn red and stuff like that.
Ooh,
so, but we'll see. They gave a lot more background to it. It's talking about how the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad began when Barnabas T. Bullion struck gold in the area. And then strange and unexplainable things started to happen and that sort of thing. So the whole idea is that the mountain is fighting back against the miners, trying to get the gold out of there. And one thing that's interesting, though, is the last part of this part says, dodge exploding dynamite and falling boulders as you swoop around turns, drop into canyons, and dart through the town of Tumbleweed. We didn't see that yet in the concept art, and the effects at Disneyland do have like exploding dynamite and stuff like that. So it sounds like there's actually going to be more than just what they've referenced so far happening in the ride. So what were your thoughts on this? Do you like that they're expanding the backstory, kind of giving this sort of supernatural element to it? And what were your thoughts when kind of this news broke?
So my first couple inclinations after reading this was like, okay, that's cute, and I kind of moved on. Right, there was nothing grabbing from the concept art. Right, I was mostly looking for the time frame that it was opening. That might influence, like we were talking before we started recording, that we might do like an adult only trip sometime in the first quarter next year or something else like that. February timeframe, and if Big Thunder came out in March, like why not we push this back to March so we get to see it, that type of thing, because I love this ride. I love the queue. It always had a kind of like a sense of a rich lore and backstory because they did such a good job putting it together. But again, I didn't have okay, good effects. Everybody's like, they need to have the dynamite effect. I'm like, why can't they have a different effect? Why does it have to be like Disneyland's, right? Why can't they expand upon it? It sounds like they're kind of doing that a little bit here. Excuse me. One things I did kind of start thinking about is if you take a look, just like go to Google Maps or whatever, and take a look at Rivers of America, or not what's left of it because Google hasn't updated their maps yet, but look around the area, and the area where Piston Peak is going to go, Big Thunder Mountain and Haunted Mansion or beyond that, right? So like if you could picture Rivers of America as a figure 8 and the pinch point is a drawbridge or the rope bridge between the first part of the island and the fort, those two attractions are beyond that, right? They're kind of like pincered around. I don't know what better term is for that. Obviously the Haunted Mansion is haunted, right? It's spooky. If there's a supernatural element, because there's a whole debate, like somebody said they took language away or whatever, but it's like hinting at it's like supernatural, maybe not haunted, but like scary, right? If the caves are fighting back against miners,
there's some other unnatural forces involved, or whatever,
right? Or monsters, or something, or something that's not friendly to humans. Let's just put it that way, right? So scary, spooky, supernatural, whatever it might be. They're already beyond Piston Peak, just from a viewpoint of view. If we kind of look at that bridge as the endpoint of the future Piston Peak, that might be an awesome preview of how they're going to blend the rest of the park into Villains Land. Because that's basically the entrance to Villains Land right there. So I'm really, really interested in how these start blending Big Thunder Mountain in with the rest of Piston Peak, because I think somebody mentioned that there was a reference to the Rainbow Caverns and how they're going to kind of push that kind of theming into Piston Peak.
They did talk about in the more cartoony art style that came out, the next one, they talked about these Rainbow River pools that were going to kind of come down from Big Thunder Mountain, and there's going to be a walking path in that area. So so they are trying to tie all those areas together a little better.
So I think that's really cool. I mean, I think that's what they should have done with Rock and Roller Coaster. Instead of Muppets, it's kind of like a spooky ride, because then we can do Terror and have a whole spooky land back there. But speaking of Rock and Roller Coaster, Phil, how do you like that segue?
That was a great segue. Yeah, the other a couple of the little things I mentioned before, but the other, I think, big update we got was about Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. We got that as going to be the official name. They put out concept art of the courtyard, where they said how they're going to, the big giant guitar is staying there, but they're making it more kind of psychedelic colors, and it looks like it has more lights on it, like lighting effects. So it looks like it's going to look really cool at night. And the bigger thing is they showed a concept art for the new pre-show, the part where you see Aerosmith on the screen, and that's kind of all it is. Obviously here now some of the Muppets and the Electric Mayhem are on the screen, but there are going to be animatronics, and Disney did confirm this. There's going to be 3 animatronics in the figure. You're going to have an animatronic of Scooter, because they gave a little bit more of the backstory, because Scooter's uncle, who owned the theater, is now also buying G-Force Records. So that's kind of the tie into that, and why Scooter's kind of working there at this and being the producer or whatever. And then you also have 2 penguins that are going to be working the controls. And they haven't officially confirmed if they are recycling the animatronics from Muppet Vision 3D or if they're new animatronics or whatever, but there's clearly a reference back to the penguins that were in Muppet Vision 3D. They're now going to be working the controls as audio engineers or something like that. So they gave a bit of a whole big story. The whole idea now is that the Electric Mayhem are headlining their biggest Hollywood concert ever. Anyone is going to be there. The only problem is the band is nowhere to be found. So across town at G-Force Records, we're treated to a VIP tour. I guess they're keeping up that whole angle that we're VIPs. And basically they say they're going to get us and the band to the show. It did mention that there's going to be connection to Muppet Labs. So I don't know if it's Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker are the ones that have kind of make the limos go super fast or something like that. But there was a reference that with help from Muppet Labs, we're going to ride a limo and get to the concert on time. The other thing they mentioned is the sites of Hollywood that are kind of already in the ride. They have those cutouts of the Hollywood Hills and stuff like that. Those are still going to be there, but they're going to have a Muppet twist to them. So it doesn't sound the ride itself is changing much at all, but there is obviously they're Muppetizing everything, and the pre-show's big update. We didn't see any concept art for the load area. I think that's one thing.
That's what I'm really curious about.
Yeah, that's what I still want to see. But
we were always assuming that the pre-show was always going to be that, right? Muppets on the screen, maybe an animatronic in there or not. I'm happy that there's going to be more. I think that's going to be really cool. But they don't really have to change like the alleyway. They can kind of write that into the story anyway. Maybe they change the limo. I doubt that they're going to do anything.
I mean, probably get a paint job or something like that, but I don't think much beyond that. Yeah.
But what I think they're going to have to change is obviously when they do the countdown, right? It's Aerosmith's voice screaming like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. They're going to have to Muppetify that somehow, right? So maybe there's going to be a different video screen, like where they start doing the countdown. Maybe that goes, or they put something else up there or whatever. If it's like Beaker and stuff like that, I think that would be really cool. I don't know. But I'm really excited to see what that part of the ride is going to look like. All the outside, like you mentioned, lights, colorful. I think that's going to look fantastic.
Yep.
Again, the more Hollywood studios can do to kind of just make everything more playful and less kind of like, this is Hollywood type of stuff, I think it'll be better.
Yep.
Honestly.
So
I'm excited.
I think everything they shared is great. People are pretty. I mean, there's still debate about whether the Muppets belong there or not, and that sort of thing. But it is what it is.
Why is that even a debate, Phil?
I don't know. It's debate of like if it's relevant, if it's not relevant, if it's for kids. But then this is a ride not for kids. But then other people are like, no, it's actually for older people, and now they're too old to ride this ride. Or I don't know. But whatever. I think it's a ride that's always been popular. It's still going to be popular, and now maybe more people get exposed to the Muppets from it because they want to ride the ride, not because the Muppets are on it.
I mean, it's still a roller coaster that everybody wants to ride.
It's still the most thrilling roller coaster at Disney property. So, people who want the more thrills, teenagers and stuff like that, are going to want to ride the ride. And hopefully they are entertained by the Muppets and gets them more into the Muppets. I don't know. But
as a tangent, I would think Tron is more thrilling than Rock and Roller Coaster.
Maybe.
I think the fact going upside down makes it more thrilling just as a, step one to that.
I don't know. I think it has more G-forces and stuff like that.
It does.
Yeah.
But I think there's something more thrilling about being ejected out of a building, kind of in the motorcycle stance, and then kind of going up and around versus just kind of being.
I know just some
spun
people are
around.
like,
I don't know.
won't do inversions and stuff like that, but we'll see. All right.
Yep.
They did also provide some updates on Buzz Lightyear. They showed like what the new cars are going to look like and things like that. No time frame for that beyond next year as well. And then they had a new poster or an updated poster for the Magic of Disney Animation. The only real change is that they included Robin Williams' Lost Boy character up near the logo and stuff like that. So it seems like because Robin Williams was involved in the original show that was there and stuff. So I think they're going to tie that in.
Nod.
Yeah, exactly like that. So that was kind of the updates for the event. So I guess I'll move on to the next thing is that they also provided all members of media there a preview for the Beak and Barrel. And they also shared a number of videos and stuff like that putting out there. I don't know. Did you watch the video that looked like a point and click video game?
I didn't. No, I haven't had a chance this weekend. I was busy with some other stuff like getting. I watched like the video. I watched all the Disney videos. I think I caught them all. The one I showed my wife today was, the parrot was speaking.
Yeah,
and the parrot would say, I can't remember the parrot's name for whatever
it's
reason.
Rummy.
Thank you. Rummy was like saying something, and then people were chanting back and whatever. My wife's like, "Why would people sit there chanting at?" And it's like, "No, it's all the cast members behind the bar. That's like it's a show."
They're like leading it, and it gave me vibes of I don't know. Did you ever go to the Adventurers Club?
I did not know.
So it gave me vibes. They had it was more of a puppet, not an animatronic, but it was the same thing where he would lead the audience in chants and stuff like that. So it was giving me some Adventurers Club vibes. But this video is really funny. If you ever played some of those old point and click, like Escape from Monkey Island and stuff like that, where you're going around and it showed you clicking on it, and then at the end they're like, "Oh, you've earned a drink. Go up to the bar," and there's a cast member acting like an NPC from a game and stuff like that. Like it was really well done to the point
watching it now.
To the point people were complaining like, "Why is Disney spending so much money on this?"
When you texted me that or the other day, it was just like Disney can't win.
They can't win.
Whatever.
They complain.
But again, there's always somebody that's going to complain about something, and it's just like, my guy, like if you have something to say, like just keep it into yourself. Yeah. Like something's new out, people are getting excited, people are talking like, I can't wait, and you got to be the guy. Why would Disney put all this? Like, there's Disney marketing does a fantastic job. Like Mr. Internet person, like I don't think you know as much as Disney does when it comes to marketing at this point. So
I don't know, but I thought that was great. But the video is also really good at highlighting all the different interactive and kind of animated elements. So there's a Rummy the animatronic, but there's also a cat that's over the entranceway that kind of breathes, and there's all these backstories about how the parrot and the cat don't get along, and there's a bell that rings, and there's over by one table, there's a tentacle in a jar that moves around and stuff. Like there's a lot going in this bar, and you're really going to want to spend some time probably walking around and checking it out and stuff like that.
Will you be able to walk around? I mean, I think
I don't know. I guess
so many people you're not going to be able to walk around on this place.
I don't know. We'll see. The one thing I haven't seen though, I only saw, I forget, it was one like Facebook page I saw, but a lot of people, I don't know if Disney told them not to, but we haven't really seen reviews of the food, like how it tastes and stuff like that. It's just been kind of previews of like, here's the space and why it's cool, and like, here's the food we have. But
I mean, I honestly don't care about like what the food tastes like.
I think people just want like 45 minutes out of the hot sun and this cool environment where the cast members are all playing roles and there's animatronics going on. They said interactive elements happen every 7 to 8 minutes, supposedly. So if you're in there for half hour, 45 minutes, you'll see 4 or 5 of them and stuff. So it looks like a real fun time.
I mean, I want Disney to do more of this stuff, like the Enchanted Tales with Belle. Like, I would love for more of that stuff. This is an adult version of it. I know we talked about like looking at the menu. Is it really too adult or whatever? There's a big argument online. Like, there's more bars, and like, no one's going to get wasted at this place unless you go in intoxicated for whatever reason.
I've talked about that multiple times. The only people I've seen like hammered at Disney are ones that were pre-partying in the parking lot. Like
if that's the only way you can do it, because you cannot get intoxicated, because there's probably going to be a hard like 2-drink limit at least.
It's 45 minutes. I know in Oga's it's 2 drinks, 45 minutes. It's probably going to be the same here. And like, unless you're an incredible lightweight,
but like even then, like they're not. I mean, I was a bartender for almost a decade. Like, you can easily get people in and out in 45 minutes. Like, if you want to, like when you had your second drink and you drop the check, like hint, you need to get going.
Yeah.
And most people do that because they understand it's 45 minutes. whoever's ushering them in is going to say, "Hey guys, just let you know we have a 45-minute or 2-drink maximum. Enjoy your time, but please, once your time comes up, pay and maybe a little
just so
pirate
we
fight
could,
or whatever.
yeah,
Get
yeah,
out of my ship or whatever. That
yeah,
type
exactly.
of thing. But and there's a lot of people complaining about there being a bar, like I was saying before, in Magic Kingdom. I have no problem with alcohol being served in the Magic Kingdom. This is not, it's a different time, a different era, it's a different clientele. This park's just not kids at this point. There's still a lot of adults. And if you are worried about bringing your children around other people drinking, then you just can't go to this place, right? Just like any other restaurant on property where somebody could get probably much more intoxicated. I was at Topolino's. I could have had 4 or 5 other old fashions and enjoyed myself at that bar, but I didn't. But like, there's plenty of opportunity.
Yeah,
to,
it just feels a big difference to having a bar that, like you said, 45 minutes, 2 drinks, who knows how strong they are anyway, versus having like beer carts on Main Street that people are just like pounding beers and stuff. Like it's like
you'll never see that,
and I certainly hope not.
I don't, and I'd be against beer carts like at Hollywood Studios inside the Magic Kingdom, right?
Yeah,
I would definitely be against that, and I will raise the flag of vengeance or whatever these people are raising. But for a very small isolated plate, what was the occupancy? Like 154 people at once. There's plenty of, anyway, going back to the look, this place looks absolutely,
it looks
fantastic
amazing.
too.
The details they put into it is incredible.
Didn't like 2 months ago we were talking about, they revealed like some of the pictures of it and people were
they were like
too
animatronics inside, and somebody was like, oh, this is poor job, it looks cartoonish, it's not the right style. Now of course when it's done and it's all done up and with all the accessories and the lighting, it looks amazing. So it
looks absolutely fantastic. And Disney should really, like, whenever they're building a land, they should have your e-ticket, a C or D ticket, hopefully a second one, a playground, a restaurant, quick service, and a lounge. Like that should be the combo of it.
Which I do think has been one of the topics now going around, is like, well, where else could they put one of these themed lounges? And obviously everyone wants a Haunted Mansion one and stuff, but somebody put out some cool ideas. I thought like a Pandora themed one where it was almost like at nighttime permanently, like in a lounge and stuff, like things like that. There's opportunities where they could put these without overdoing it, but adding some real high level
and
things.
And this is where Disney can have a great time with like theming and immersive environments. And a lot of people, and I don't know why, but a lot of people want this in their hotel.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody screams about like the new Poly Tower, how it like, it's terrible. It's a Marriott. I'm like, first of all, I've never seen a Marriott that looks like that.
Right.
Second of all, maybe the outside could have looked a little bit better. Right. It is kind of, I don't mind it stuff, really, but like, it is what it is, but the inside is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't want my room. Like we might disagree on this, because you like different, like, little touches in the room. I like a nice clean.
I like a good balance. Room. Like I don't necessarily want it over. Like I wouldn't want my room to look like this bar.
Yeah.
I think there's ways to like add a little bit more theming, but without overdoing it. But I agree with you. Like this bar is the place to kind of go extreme with the theming, for lack of a better word.
Because if you get, the more theming you get, the more pricier it's going to be. Now, we don't need another $1,000 or $2,000 a night Star Cruiser experience at a hotel that's, gets knocked down overall. Anyway, I am super stoked about going to the Beak and Barrel. I know you're probably going to attempt to get in on your November trip.
So it actually technically opens the 29th when we'll be there of August. We could have like added a Magic Kingdom day and tried to get in and stuff, and it just became too much. We're already going to be there for opening day of Food and Wine. We're like,
you're going back about that half later.
And then we're going back at the beginning of November, so we're absolutely going to try to get in there.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I know that I won't have the opportunity to go here until probably, who knows? Maybe if I do plan a little, maybe if we do like a guys trip again next year.
Yeah,
maybe we do.
That's
one of
true.
these things,
Fun.
We had a good time at Oga's.
Yep.
But anyway, Beak and Barrel. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you're listening to this, you've probably seen all the videos and pictures a million times.
Yeah.
But I love this. Disney knows how to theme things properly, and I'm glad. I think this just showcases. This is the first taste, that and maybe Villains is the first taste of like a new era of Disney and the quality of stuff that they're putting out.
Yeah.
Because you could look at this and you could definitely say that Disney did not cheapen out on anything in this area, right? Like There's nothing else that they could have done.
I can't think of anything.
Other than make it bigger, but they didn't.
Yeah, they could have made it bigger and add more or whatever, but like what they did in the space they have looks absolutely incredible.
Absolutely fantastic. So we're recording this on Sunday night because you have a trip. We can't record this tomorrow night on Monday, but we're also getting a Imagine That on YouTube.
Yeah.
So what are these details, Phil?
Yeah. So Disney teased something on their YouTube, their Imagineering YouTube channel, which initially came out, it seemed like it was going to be a new episode of we call it Imagineering, but instead, what it turns out is they're bringing back the return of Imagineer That with Tom Morrow 2.0. Now, this is something that was on Disney Channel back in the day, and Tom Morrow 2.0 is this like kind of robot guy that kind of teaches back on Disney Channel. It was like going through and kind of like talking to Imagineers and teaching kids about kind of like really high level Imagineering type, sciencey type stuff. But he's apparently coming back, and there's going to be a new series coming out featuring him that I believe will be just out on the Imagineering YouTube channel, coming out, like you said, on Monday, August 25th. So by the time you're listening to this, it's already been out. I need to go back and look at the old ones. We did not have cable when I was growing up, so we didn't have Disney Channel, so I didn't see these. But people seem to be like really excited about it. I saw some clips of it. It's kind of kitschy and fun and stuff like that. So we'll see what it goes into. But the tease of it was at his like desk or whatever. So they were going through his desk, and there were all these like Post-it notes, and everybody's trying to like read into what does this mean? It says blah blah blah. It talked about like a roller coaster in the dark. So I'm like, oh, does this mean they're going to announce an update to Space Mountain or whatever? It's just this robot guy that's going to come back and like sort of like give more I guess they're going to use him to kind of give some insider things about what Imagineering works on and stuff like that. But we'll find out.
I think ultimately almost everybody's going to be disappointed because they're expecting like nuggets and stuff to go out of this. But I think this is just going to be another video that reinforces the work that Imagineering is doing. Like they're consciously reinvigorating WDI for another generation,
for sure.
Right? We talked about this last week with Drew, right?
Yeah.
They're showcasing some of the young Imagineers. We've had Behind the Attraction. What did the second season come out, like a year and a half ago, I think, or something, somewhere around there, talking with a bunch of other Imagineers. I think they're making a conscious effort to bring I don't want to say mysticism, but like the joy and the excitement of what Imagineers can do. Like they're going to make something that no one else in the world can make for their theme park type of thing, right? And I love this type of stuff. I am psyched to listen, just to see anything behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
And I'm not even looking at for like, I'm not even looking at for like teasers for like the parks. I just want to learn about more what they do.
Yeah.
And I think if you're excited for that, you're going to be not disappointed. I don't think.
And I think the original one was sort of aimed at kids a little more. Not that the other stuff isn't, approachable to kids, but I think if there's more stuff that aims at kids, like I remember when I was a kid, like I want to be an Imagineer when I grew up. I felt like you heard that more back in the day than you hear it now. So if they can start that up with more kids wanting to like grow up to be Imagineers, then that's the better. So I know you added a couple other park tidbits. So you want to take the lead on these two?
Sure. So again, this is not a big one. But the posted times for Starlight, the parade at Magic Kingdom, all throughout, I think through the fall, it's still going twice a night. And that's the only thing I was looking for is like, how do they adjust those times? They're just adjusting it for, darkness and when the fireworks are going.
I think they're all basically each day's like time is like a half hour earlier or something.
Yeah. So no big changes. The only thing I wanted to say is they're still doing it twice, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like for the first 3 months, we're going to do it twice a day. And then we lose one. They're going to be doing
which thank goodness. I assume they would at least through party season when it's only going to be there a couple, it's not every night. It's only the non-party nights. So it'll be interesting to see what happens come January if they still do it.
That's true.
But
I just think that the double whammy of the parade, then fireworks, and then the parade to close the night is absolutely fantastic. I mean, if they stop doing that, I will truly be disappointed with Disney if they did that.
Yep.
The next one is, this has been hinted around a couple different websites. I know Len Testa posted this on the WDW Magic forums a couple of days ago, but they're sending out, like surveys or questions about the dining plan and would you do this type of dining plan. So it looks like they're looking to change the names of both dining plans, the quick service and the Disney dining plan. And I forget what the names are. It doesn't really make a difference, but they're adding back the deluxe dining plan, but I think they're calling it the ultimate dining plan at this point. Now everybody's going,
I think the value one was now called the like express dining plan. Like each thing had new names because Disney has to keep changing names to make things more confusing.
I never liked the Disney dining plan anyway because you had to explain what that meant versus the quick service one. So I think this is a good change.
Yeah.
If anything, because in any case, they used to do this. The only difference is they still took a snack credit away from everybody, right? So you're not getting anything new. So the new one, for those that don't know, the deluxe dining plan that used to get back in the day for free dining if you stayed at I'm trying to remember. Did they ever offer deluxe dining plan as free?
I don't think it was
dining?
ever free. It was just because the
It was
deluxe
always
got the
upgrade, right?
regular dining one, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the value and moderate got the quick service.
So you still have to upgrade if you want this. That's 2 sit-down credits a day, plus a quick service credit, plus a snack. So it's basically the Disney dining plan that you know today with an extra table service credit, essentially. I do not know under any circumstance how this would be a cost savings. I don't know how you could eat a sit-down lunch and then 5 hours later do a sit-down dinner, right? So most people that I've heard that actually bought into this would use it for like breakfast, a nice breakfast, and then a nice dinner. Or they would use 2 credits for a signature meal. Right?
I was going to say that's where I saw it being used the most was people. I especially saw this people going on their honeymoon to Disney would add on this deluxe thing because they wanted to do as part of their honeymoon do all these like signature dinings and things like that. And it might not have been a cost savings, but it gave it that feel of almost like a more all inclusive. Like we're paying all this money up front so we can eat at all these nice restaurants and not worry about it.
Yes. So like for a Disney dining plan, it's assuming for you to break even or give you somewhat of the value of everything. They're assuming that you're getting an alcoholic beverage for about $15 to $20 and then an entree from either $40 to $60, essentially. That's kind of where the price is at. It comes out to be somewhere between $65 and $80 for dinner. And, you know, a signature dining meal is not that much more expensive than its normal table service, right? It might be about $5 or $10 more expensive. Your entree might be $50 instead of $40. The drinks are going to be identical. You still get a whatchamacallit, entree and a dessert. It's not like this gets you an appetizer.
Yeah, I was wondering, how does it work with the prefix though? Like if you used it at California Grill, would it give you the prefix where you get like an appetizer and stuff? So
we ate at Chefs de France, which is not a signature dining. It was a single dining credit, but you had the option of getting their prefix menu, which was a soup. I got it. Like you got a soup, the entree, and a cocktail. Yeah. And I was looking at this and I'm like, I can get this as a, why wouldn't I?
Right.
Because they're like, is it like a smaller entree? And it wasn't. It's something. It was like, no, it's $67.
It's just like maybe slightly limited choices or something. But
you couldn't get any entree. Like they gave you 4 to choose from, but the one I wanted was on there.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I get this? I mean, so I got confused for 5 seconds or so. But yeah, like this is never saving you money. This one, right? Because you're not going to recoup. Using 2 table service credits for signature.
Because you're still only going to get 1 alcoholic beverage and that sort of thing. Yeah.
So this is an ultimate convenience purchase where you don't have to think about money when you're on your trip. This is not anywhere near a savings at all. We've talked about the dining plan quite a bit. I think the Disney dining plan at most could save you like $5 or $10 a day if you do get those alcoholic beverages, but it's not significant whatsoever. Yeah. The deluxe dining plan or the ultimate dining plan won't, unless they start giving you more stuff.
Yeah. And I don't know how it would work though. If you had kids, could this mean then if you go to Cinderella's Royal Table, the kids are free, I guess, with the free dining for kids and stuff like that? Cause that's 2 table credits and stuff. So
I don't know.
It's more math to be done, but
no more math, no more math right now. But anyway, that might be coming out. Because I think Disney just wants different ways to get people back in the restaurants. Yeah. Still, we'll see we'll see in November how easy or hard it is to get ADRs for some of the places if you're just going to look, especially for like Beak and Barrel. But ultimately, there's a lot of things that they should be doing in the dining plan that they're not, and that's a story for another show. The next bit of news is Universal just Express Pass for Epic Universe. This got you very excited and struggled to catch up with everything. So what did they do?
Yeah, so I think it came out a couple days ago, like Thursday or Friday. Basically with no notice. I only noticed it because Alicia Stella responded to or tweeted at Universal excuse me, Universal, right here it says on Battle at the Ministry that it's included in Express Pass. This has not been the case up to now. Is this accurate or what is going on? And Universal got back to her and said, nope, you're correct. It is now included in Express. So previously there were 3 rides at Epic that were not included in Express Pass, which was Battle at the Ministry, which is the big e-ticket Harry Potter ride, and Minecart Madness, which is one of the rides in Super Nintendo Land, and then also Dragon Racers Rally, which is one of the 3 rides in Isle of Burke.
It's like half the rides in the park are not on.
Yeah. So now they've added it for both Battle at the Ministry and Minecart Madness. So now the only ride that does not have it is Dragon Racers Rally. So this really impacted my plan because we have Express Pass for when we go, but we were like, well, Battle at the Ministry is not included. I was watching a lot of like tips and guides and stuff like that, and they were basically saying the best advice to get on this ride is just line up, even though it's not part of early entry, just go there and line up and wait. And sometimes they open it early and then you get on, because otherwise it's got like a 2-hour wait the entire day, and it's not included. But now that it's included, we don't have to waste our early entry time lining up for it. We can actually do rides that are open during early entry. So I kind of rejiggered my planning and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes. But now I can actually utilize early entry for going on rides that are open.
Are you, if you get done earlier, are you planning on wanting to do like shopping, dining, if you have all that extra time, or are you going to do some re-rides? What are your thoughts
definitely with some rides we want to re-ride. Hopefully some of the things we can get done in early entry we'll do again, obviously with Express Pass. Some of the monsters rides I'd like to go in a couple times and stuff like that. They usually don't carry two, especially the Frankenstein ride. The other thing I'm hoping is if we can make good progress during the middle, the morning hours, is take a couple hours in the middle of the day and go back to the hotel and kind of use the pool time and stuff like that to ready and recharge so that we can go back out for nighttime. Because I definitely want to be there late and take in the park at night when all the lights are on.
Absolutely.
Like that, so we'll see. So it's just interesting that I'm glad I saw that. Glad I was updated, but it was like a week out from my trip when I'm already kind of like, it's the first time there. I'm like kind of doing the best I can, come up with plans. And then a week out, they change things. And it's like,
you live for this, Phil. You live for theme park emergency planning. Come on.
Yeah.
Now.
It was like, it kind of was
the challenge.
It's like, bring up the spreadsheet.
You overplan by watching every single video you can find about how to open the park, right? And rope dropping or early access. You watched way too many videos of people going around with Express Pass, doing all that other stuff. So you are well prepared for anything.
Yeah.
And what you're going to find out, it's just going to be much easier than all of that. You're just going to enjoy yourself.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to
the vacation, Phil.
If the rides are running, there's no, mechanical issues. And obviously it's August, there's going to be rain, but if it's not like the whole day, as long as there's a sufficient ride uptime, we'll be fine. That's and those are things that are out of my control. So
it just, you're going to be good. You're going to enjoy everything. You don't have to panic. Everything's going to be great, Phil.
I do also have my spreadsheet of all the food items. I want to try and feel like Matt Pato going to Disney.
Is it as long as Matt's for Disney?
Considering I only have like per day, it's probably longer because I only have one day.
Oh man, I really wish I could have done that with my last trip, but like it just our trip. We're finally like, because we got done with we got back August 1st, so we've been back home for 3 weeks now, a little over 3 weeks. We spent 1 week recuperating from COVID, and then like I had a week of work and all this other stuff, and some other personal things came up, and my mother goes home next weekend, so she's been down here all summer, right? And she's like, we haven't had, I just feel like the trip went by so quickly. So tonight we were finally starting to watch, we did this last weekend when my dad was here. We started to watch some of our videos from when we went down there and just kind of reminisce and talk about the trip, that sort of thing. And when my dad was here, we watched I might have said this already, we watched the travel down, the day at the pre-hotel, the day at the water parks, our first day there, and our 4 parks day, right? That took about 2 hours to get through all that stuff. And then tonight, through dinner, instead of sitting at the table, it's like, let's bring our meals into the living room and kind of eat and watch our home videos and stuff like that. And in an hour, we got through like one more day. And I think everybody might remember I make home videos. So I record like everything, and then I kind of produce like a video for each day. I am not looking forward to it, Phil. This is going to be like 80 hours to produce all this stuff. But anyway,
we'll wait for the actual video and then the Jason Dodge cut. That's 8 hours long.
Yeah, what's all together, and I can cut out the parts where everybody's screaming. But anyway, I'm really excited about your opinion on Epic Universe. I think this is the first park you've been to that can truly rival a Disney park, because we've done Dollywood reviews. That's kind of like regional theme.
Yeah, it's a nice regional park, but it's not Disney level. Yeah,
But this might. I'm really curious to see, like, does this influence you to start cutting into Disney travel and do Universal travel? Because I wanted to go here, but I wasn't spending $800 to go here for a day when I was down here over the summer. Okay, good. I want to talk about then moving on to construction updates. Let's see. I'm just scrolling down here. Sorry, everybody. On Magic Kingdom, here's one I want to talk about. There's a new permit for some Imagineering facilities, and it seems like pretty permanent type of offices. Like they're substantial, right? Going back kind of to this side, I'm just pulling up the map here, and it's kind of it's off of World Drive, but it's at the back of the parking lot, right? Or near the parking lot. And the buildings, they're pretty, they're not trailers, right? They're buildings. And if they're building facilities back there, the WDW Magic title is supporting Cars Inn and Villains Land. That's their words, their guesses, not anybody else's. But they are buildings. And to me, Phil, what that tells me is there's some more long-term things that Imagineering will need to be nearby for, not just developing a one attraction addition to a land and then a land itself. What were your initial impressions when you heard about this permit?
It was kind of similar to that. It looked like a very permanent, or at least semi-permanent facility. The one thing that jumped out at me, because on the plans they had all the parking spots lined out. I'm like, that's a lot of parking spots. Like, there's going to be a lot of people there, and there's two of them. They're going to be on site there, and they're going to be a lot of people there working on the sites, and it's a big. I mean, Disney talked about it, like, right, the biggest expansion in Magic Kingdom history or whatever. I mean, they're certainly set up like that. So,
the one thing I think is, you need a home base, because they're going to be just starting. I mean, this is not going to be built anytime soon, right? This is going to be built within the next 2 years, I think. So Tropical Americas is already going to be done, but they're going to need this space for Cars Land and Villains Land. All the round 2 stuff that is going into Animation Courtyard in 5 years from now, right? If these permits are going, this is going to be up and running in probably about 2 years, right? Door Coaster is going to be almost nearly complete. Tropical Americas is probably either just opening or just getting ready to be opened in 2 years, right? End of 2027, right? And then this is going to be supporting the next $6 billion that they're going to throw at the parks over the next 5 years that we probably won't know until 2028 D23 Expo, most likely. So this gets me excited because there's also speculation that there's a hotel going to go up in this area, right? I know Tom Corliss on WWNT in one of his podcasts mentioned that it's him speculating, but he's talking about the pathway. I've never walked from the Grand Floridian to the Magic Kingdom before, but apparently there's a section that kind of banks off to nowhere. He mentioned that. I don't know if that's true or not. And then you have all these laydown yards that are just going to have really compact dirt, which is perfect for building on. So there's going to be really some interesting stuff at the Magic Kingdom. I think when Josh Amaro said this is going to be the largest expansion of Magic Kingdom, I don't think he was just referencing Villains Land and Cars Land.
Right, sure.
It's all the stuff that's coming about. Anyway, I thought that was really interesting that they're permanent because, again, at Animal Kingdom, it was trailers that were being installed, not buildings. So this is kind of different. And nothing for Animal Kingdom, Epcot, or Hollywood Studios. But there are some extra pictures out there of the progress for the Grand Floridian bar in the lobby. So there's some images on WDW Magic for that as well. And of course, there's plenty of images that you want for Lakeshore Lodge and all the other stuff that float around there. I don't always put that on there because it's just like, there's another piece of steel that went up. That's not really much of an update. So we'll throw those out on there. Now, Phil, before I thought this would go a lot farther, but we kind of
got through things efficiently. I think,
we did. Do you have any updates to your trip? Because you mentioned that there's some D23 stuff that you might want to go over.
I could just summarize it again for people. Just a reminder. So I'm leaving on Tuesday, so we're recording this on Sunday. By the time this goes out and you're listening to it, I'm probably already on a plane down to Orlando. We are starting out by we'll Uber over to Grand Helios. We're spending our first night there, but we are eating at both of the locations within the Grand Helios. We have dinner at Flora Taverna, and then drinks. We have a reservation up at Bar Helios, so we have that for like 8:15. So we should be up there and be able to see the light show and the fountain show and stuff like that from up there. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be really cool.
Epic Universe, we have that. Our whole day is that day. Is the next day, Wednesday. We have early entry coming out of Bar Helios. Our plan now, I think, is to do Super Nintendo Land. That's one of the ones that's open. At least get on the Mario Kart ride, then try to do Stardust Racers, and then probably have breakfast in the Harry Potter Land before doing the rides there. That's my current plan, and we'll see how that goes. But like I said, we are hoping to have a midday break and leverage the pool and stuff like that, and just take advantage of the hotel being right there. Like
that's going to be interesting, right? Like how you do a Commando Park day, but like you could just your hotel is
right
there.
We were talking about that. It was like, well, what do you think you need? Do we need like a backpack? I'm like, the hotel's there. Like, I don't think we need a backpack. Like if we need something, we just go to our room or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll carry water and stuff like charging packs or something, but we really don't need like as much gear and stuff like that. Like when we have a whole day out at a Disney park when, you know, the hotel's not steps away.
I mean, I've stripped down most of my stuff. I'd still probably bring my shoulder bag that I brought just because it fits my phone. I don't have to have it clanking around my pocket. But yeah, I think that's great. You don't have to carry around water bottles either. Like less stuff that'd be awesome. So one of the things I want to ask you before you talked about the food, like what is your list of things to try? Like how many things are on your list?
Let's see if I can pull it up. I have it on my tab here. I have,
because you're only there for a day.
I know. So we're definitely not getting to all of these. I have 13 food items.
That's not a lot.
And 10 drinks.
So like you and your wife get 5 drinks apiece and you guys share, right? You get tastes. What are the 13 items? Since it's not that many.
All right. So I have at the Burning Blade, I want to try the Burning Cheddar Bites and the Hunter's Garlic Steak Pretzel.
Okay.
And the Isle of Burke.
Why the pretzel? Like, isn't a pretzel, or are they doing something fancy
it's
with it?
Like, well, it's shaped like a steak because obviously, you know, you're supposed to kill vampires and stuff with it, but it's super garlicky and it has this really garlic sauce you dip in and stuff like that. Okay. My wife's a big garlic fan and stuff, so it just sounds good.
You have me at garlic.
Yeah, exactly. A couple spots in Burke, they have these mac and cheese cones. Like, it's basically carbs inside carbs. So that should be good.
Wait, what kind of cone? Is it
so
like
it's like
bread?
It's like a bread cone that's hollowed out. And then the regular one just has mac and cheese with like goldfish crackers on top. But then they also have ones with chicken, and they have one that's called a PB&J that has like pulled pork and bacon and stuff.
That is way too heavy for an August day.
So I don't know. We'll see if we'll try one of those or not. I want to try the butterbeer crepe. There's a number of like kind of protein bowls that they have also in the Isle of Burke. There's the DK Crush float in Super Nintendo World.
Ice cream float?
So it's like
a root beer float.
No, it's almost more like a Dole Whip float because it's like banana and like stuff like that, but it's like within a cone that's in a cup. It's kind of complicated.
I mean,
it's like,
I could see half these things where you buy it, you have a couple bites, and you throw away the rest if you're not.
It might be. Celestial Park, there's a bao bun place that's supposed to be really good. I want to stop there.
Okay.
There's the Darkmoor Black Wings at Steakhouse, the Quiche Lorraine, and there's this other. I don't know if I put it on here. There's this egg souffle type thing that I want to try at Café L'Air de la Sereine in the Wizarding World.
Very nice pronunciation, by the way. Excellent
job.
I
do want to stop at the Blue Dragon, the Tiger Bar in there, because there's double fried Korean wings there, and apparently the banana Napoleon is. I've heard multiple people say it's the best dessert in the entire park.
Okay.
Mead Hall, there's the Yagnog I want to try.
I'm pretty sure this is like 25 at this point. Like, where are we on this list? You said 13.
And the last one is there's a vegan chocolate chip cookie at Frosty Moon. So that's
I think it was also wonderful. I think the only thing on your list that you should probably take out are those wings from the Monsters area. I think.
Yeah.
You said wings there, because here's a couple of things. I don't think they're going to do anything interesting with the wings there. Right? They don't sound interesting, but maybe like there's a sauce. You're going to be in a land somewhere picking stuff, eating wings. Your fingers are going to get all sticky and messy. You're not going to want to deal with that, right? So if there's one thing you have to eliminate, I would eliminate that, because you're going to get the double fried wings at the Blue Dragon.
That's true.
And that sounds more interesting to me than wings. Plus, there's nothing good to come from quick service, fast service wings at an amusement park, right? Or a theme park.
These seem interesting because they're the whole wing. It's not like the drumstick and the flat separately. It's like the whole wing attached. So
okay,
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah,
that makes it even worse though.
Okay,
I mean, it sounds cool, but eating that, like now you got to break the bones and no, it's gonna be too messy.
Right.
Unless you're gonna sit down and eat these somewhere, like it's inside somewhere where there's a bathroom nearby where you can.
Yeah, I mean it's in Das
clean up?
Steakhouse, so there's a big inside down area and stuff like that.
Okay.
We'll see. And
I
then
don't know,
if
I
you
would
want-
veto that one,
right.
but I don't have power over your vacation. So
well,
what
we'll see.
difference
We'll
does it
see
make?
how we're doing.
You need to keep track of all the ones that you tried off of this list, and
Yeah.
we'll see which ones you dropped. That might be a cool game that we play when we come back and you do your trip report. And the game will be, did I eat this? And I have
Okay.
to guess whether or not you ate it.
That sounds good. And then I'll also add on like all the things that we just picked up because they look
Yes,
good.
exactly.
And then I could go through the drinks. So from Plastered Owl, I want to get Woody Wolf's Breakfast Sour. At the Burning Blade, I want to get the Crossbow. And
Is
also
it breakfast sour? Is that like a whiskey sour or is that
Yeah,
a beer
it's-
sour?
a Whiskey Sour.
Oh, that sounds so good.
And then there's the Crossbow, which is a blend of cider and mead. There's the Reaper's Reserve, which is their spiced ale that they have. At Bar Moonshine, there's the Low Blaster, the Philosopher's Old Fashioned, and the Fleur 75. At the Tiger Bar, I want to try the Doton Murray Smash. In Spitfire Grill, there's the Goobers Mead and Stoics Ale. And then at Oak Star Tavern, I want to try the Speechless Astronomers. That's a beer. So.
Do you have? I mean, with Express Pass, you're going to have time to actually sit down.
Well,
and
that's
do
the
all these
plan. I mean,
things,
that's
too.
the hope is that we do these rides without not too much weight, and then we have time to in between basically each ride get like a drink and something to eat.
I really like this. I like because this sounds very similar to the day we had at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
We went on a bunch of rides, had some drinks and food. Went on a bunch of rides, food, drinks and food.
That's the
the only
plan.
way to do a theme park, I think. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for you.
So that's our Epic Universe Day. The next day we transfer to Coronado Springs, which is where we're staying because that's where the convention is. Destination D23 is, and we got the on the special rate there. Our plan is after we check in is we have event tickets so we can get into Epcot at 1 p.m. So that is our plan. So because it's a conference, you had links to these kind of discounted. So it's like $80 to get in.
Oh, we can't pass that.
Yeah. So it is the opening day of Food and Wine Festival. So we also have our map of which items we want to try at Food and Wine. We'll see how that goes because all the vloggers will be out in force trying all the new food and stuff like that.
So you need to see, like, if it wasn't like a nice vacation with your wife, I think the fun thing to do, like if you weren't actually trying to just enjoy yourself, would be the vlogger of vloggers. So like you're not vlogging the food, you're vlogging the vloggers. And you
I'm
just
sure
go
I
on-
will do a little of that. And I did put together a PowerPoint slide of like, here are some of the vloggers that I actually like and would like to meet. So keep an eye out for them. And I will say
You
hi
did
to
a
them.
PowerPoint? Good
Yeah.
for you.
So we have that. And we also have a reservation at Geo82 at 7:35. So the plan's to go there, have a bite to eat and drink, and hopefully watch Luminous from there.
That's really cool. I can't believe you paid the $500 seating for the
So we're not
show.
doing the fireworks.
you're not.
We're not.
I know
Okay.
you're not. Just pulling, yanking your chain there a little bit. But I mean, I think you're not doing are you doing the water parks at all that day?
No, we decided to do Epcot. We were originally like, dude, we want to do the water park and stuff. And then when we decided to do Epcot, we're like, rather than like force in the water park for an hour or something like that, we're going to skip it.
So are you going in exactly 1:00? So like the transfer, like
plan.
I'm assuming you're going to wake up whenever you do. You get out of the hotel probably around like 10:30.
Yeah.
Mostly because your checkout's probably at 11,
Probably 10
right?
or 11. Yeah.
So, and then you kind of meander over there. I don't know if your room's going to be ready at that point, but you can
Check our bags.
You just want to check and go right over to Epcot?
That's the plan.
Okay. Very good. And so you got like a solid 8 hours. Just do you have
Yeah.
a plan for Epcot? Is it just food booths and meandering? Maybe
So the
do
big
Living
thing
with
is-
the land.
Yeah,
or like
exactly. The big plan is that we have gone through all the food booths. There's like 5 we want to hit up because there's like a couple items at that booth we want to try. And then we want to do Living with the Land. And we're going to try to get on Test Track. We might do Single Rider because I've heard
Yep.
that's so we want to see the new Test Track. So if those might be the only 2 rides we do.
and that's okay with you guys,
Yeah,
right? I
absolutely.
think that's perfect. That's a perfect day.
If it's hot and we're like we need a break, we could go do something with a short line or something like that. But yeah, that's our plan. Is those probably only those 2 rides.
So basically, you have 7 things you want to accomplish in 8 hours, and other things are whatever they might do. And then
Exactly.
you have dinner, and then
Exactly.
that's it.
Yep.
I am jealous that you get to leave Epcot with One Little Spark playing. That's one of my favorite things of everything on property is listening to that music and walking out of there. So I'm super psyched. Okay, so that's your first day at Coronado Springs. You probably get back to the resort probably like 11:30, I would imagine. Like
so Luminous is not. Yeah, Luminous is 9.
10.
So probably leaving the park by 9:30, on the bus by 10. So you're back like 10:30ish probably.
I just promise me you don't have too much to drink at Geo 82 and start preaching about how Luminous is terrible and everything else, like standing up on a chair, like chanting no. Like, illuminations, come back, or whatever it might be. Just behave yourself.
I will do my best. I don't think I can afford to drink too much yet.
Yeah, that's right. Third mortgage.
Yeah. So the next day is the first like kind of registration day for Destination D23. We did make a breakfast reservation for Rick's Sports Bar because before that we will then have after that we have our shopping time at noon. So that's when we got in for there. So there's like 4 different shops. We're starting to look at all the merch, and our plan for I was going to go over. We started packing, and our plan is we each get a carry-on, but we're going to pack a duffel bag in there and then pay to have a check bag on the way back because we know we're going to buy a lot of stuff.
Okay. So are you like, we went over all the panels last week with Drew, so we don't have to go. Are you going to try to make as many as possible? Or are you cherry picking which ones? Or are you just going to be sitting in there the whole time?
Our plan is to just be there. If we're bored, if there's a panel that doesn't appeal to us, maybe we'll get up and check out things. Or if Judy's getting bored, I'll be like, you can go.
Yeah.
But it seems like a lot of them are pretty quick. So I don't know. You probably won't have time to get bored with them or whatever. But we'll see. And there are 2-hour breaks in the middle of the day for lunch and stuff like that. So
do you have any plans for that? Or are you just going to grab something?
So I did book some reservations. I couldn't get anything on right at Coronado for Ale and Compass just because it's like kind of the resort next door. But they sent out information saying there will be additional dining options for attendees because normally like Three Bridges doesn't open till 4:30. Which obviously wouldn't work. So but it's going to be open, but for mobile order only. But the menu looks good and stuff like that. So I think we're just going to do that either from there, or the pool bar or something like that. There'll be enough options for us to just grab something there.
All I remember from the last time I was there in 2017, the food court in the, I guess, resort proper outside the tower. I just remember getting these giant subs for like whatever $12 at the time to 8 years ago, and they're like, it was this big old sandwich.
Yeah,
God knows if it's there anymore, but like that's what I remember.
Yeah, so I think we'll do that, and they're also supposed to have food trucks and stuff like that. So hopefully there'll be enough options that we can get some food without too much, and some of them are doing mobile order, so we could just pick that up and. We probably have time to go back to our room.
It's almost like day 2 of Food and Wine.
A little bit,
right? With the food trucks. I like it. No, I think that's pretty cool. You just go grab a beer somewhere and kind of meander around.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are they going to put the trucks?
They put the map out, so it's like where the convention center is. There's like an outside entrance, and that's one thing they said is you have to line up outside. So I'm hoping there's not morning rain because we have to like line up for hours or whatever before we get in. But there's kind of like a circle like drop off area, I guess, for the convention, and that's where the food trucks are going to be.
Okay.
So we'll see. But forgot to mention on Friday, we are hoping after our shopping pass to go over to Disney Springs and check out the Halloween overlay at Jock Lindsay's.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
So we want to do that.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah, and just walk around, maybe get food elsewhere. And then we have an 8:30 reservation at California Grill.
That's a good day.
So we're going up there. We'll watch the Halloween because the Halloween party's that night. So we'll watch the Halloween fireworks from.
What time's your res?
8:30.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
See, I would love to do more late night reservations when I'm at Disney, but my, with kids, it's tough to do.
Yep.
Those late ones.
And the other thing, I don't know if we'll do it this day, but it's supposed to be all 3 days, is they made an announcement that Disney Fine Arts is going to be at this Destination D23. So they're going to have like original art and prints and stuff like that. So we'll check it out because there's like 4 featured artists and stuff like that. But some of it is
bring your checkbook.
I know. We'll see how much it is, but I want to at least check it out.
Thousands.
There's stuff. Well, I'm hoping the prints aren't too bad. But they are having stuff for a Goofy movie, which obviously I love. And they said Jason Marsden, who is the voice of Max in the movie, is going to be there signing art.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm hoping to check that out and see when he's around. So do that either Friday or maybe in between the panels. Yeah, if I can find something that's not crazy and wear my Goofy movie shirt and hopefully get a photo with him and stuff like that, I think that'd be cool.
I like that.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday is the event. Panels all day. I'll hopefully be tweeting out if we get any good news. We do have the H2O event at Typhoon Lagoon Saturday night. and then Sunday ends at like 5:30ish or something like that, and then we have a nighttime reservation at Toledo, which is at the top of Destino Tower. Again, that'll kind of be our last hurrah, our last date night out and stuff like that. And you can see some of the fireworks from up there as well. And then we have a 9:10 flight home the next day, so we can't stay out too late that night. But
yeah, you got to get up at what 5 if you're good.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Get an Uber at like 6.
But we had 2 like flights because we're flying in and out of our like kind of local airport, and it was either early like 9:10 or we would have gotten home really late. And the next day is my daughter's first day of school, so we didn't want to get home too late that day.
You got to be there for that.
So
one of the things I'm excited to hear about when you get back to do your trip report is the Typhoon Lagoon party.
Yeah,
right, that you're doing. Like, I've never been to any of those water parks until our most recent trip, and I love Typhoon Lagoon.
Yeah,
like it got us. I think I mentioned this in my trip report. Like, we would consider buying like the Hopper Plus. I think that's what it's called, the Hopper Plus.
Yeah,
where you get access to everything, right?
Yep.
And that was an H2O glow night, and we were leaving as they were starting up the party.
Oh, okay.
And so we got like a little taste of like there's just like some DJs all over the place. They're playing music. The cast members are getting all into it. I'm like, this might be a really cool, fun thing to do. Only thing is, I don't think I would do it with my family just yet, just because I've got a 7-year-old and in the dark in this place. I wouldn't want to get lost, type of thing. But like maybe in like 2 or 3 years, that might be a fun thing to do. When if my then 15-year-old daughter, she'll be okay, kind of. If we get separated, she ain't gonna freak out.
Yeah. So we'll see how it is. So I was at Blizzard Beach before, and I've been to the other water parks before, but I've never done a after hours event at any of them. And this one's supposed to be specially themed to Emperor's New Groove, and they're supposed to have special character meets and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
very nice.
We'll see how it goes.
You're crossing off a lot of lists here. Have you ever stayed at Coronado Springs before?
No, it's a new hotel for us as well. We've obviously visited it for food and stuff, but we've never stayed there. Yeah, we've never stayed there.
So you're staying there. Very nice. I like that. I like these. Like, I'm beginning. Like, I remember my sister, who was also a mega fan, right?
Yeah.
DVC member for, I think she bought DVC when she was like 24, 25 years old. And, she's 5 years younger than me right now. So she's about to hit 40 next year. And she went through all the same phases I think all mega fans do. They go to the parks for like the first 6 years or so, and you just hit them hard. Like, it's all parks every day, morning and night. And then it gets to like some days parks, some days not. We take breaks. And now they do a lot of just like resort stays before they go on to cruises and stuff like that. They're not super into that. And I don't know. I think that you've got a little taste of the parks. You're going to the resorts and you're there. I mean, at least your Disney portion is like 3 days, 3.5 days, 4 days.
Yeah, right? It's 4 nights. Yeah. So
4
we're there Wednesday and leave Monday. So yeah.
And I'm a big proponent. Like it's, you could take off chunks of Disney with like 3 or 4 night stays, like long weekends throughout the year, where it's affordable for me, right? Your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
But like, you got to do, we were talking about this. My wife wants to go to the yacht or the beach club next time we go down there, and renting DVC points, it's like $300 and something a night, right? That's Caribbean Beach without discounts. Like that I could swing. I'm not going down for 3 nights and spending $650, $700 a night.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing that. But some things are affordable in smaller bites, and not being pressured, like all that other stuff. I love it. I want to do more of those type of things. And the fact that I did a down and back with you, down and back with my daughter. I did a November 2nd trip for my birthday last year with my wife. That was like a 3-night little stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I'm like, I want to do more of these, like little getaways. Yeah. So
the only thing I wish is that Disney had some sort of like mini annual pass, or like you have a year to use 10 days, or I don't know what it is, something like to make it so that, because like we would do, like, we talked about, should we add in Magic Kingdom so that we could go to try to get into Beak and Barrel? That's like another $185 per person just to get in. But if we had these like 10-day passes, mini annual pass, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Well, how about this? Like, you buy, normally when you buy like a ticket package, you always have to put in the first day that you're going to go, because then they're good for like the length of the stay plus a week or 4 extra
whatever
days
it
or
is.
something like that.
It depends
right?
on the length. Yeah.
It's not too far, but like it's,
you can spread it out a little bit. Yeah.
It would be great for Disney to keep it that way. But if you were to buy 10 or more days, they're good for like a year.
Yeah.
Right. Like even if they wanted to get complicated where you have to use 5 by a certain day or whatever. I think that might be too
Or maybe
difficult,
there's some
but, like,
blackout days that you can't use it for 4th of July
whatever
or
it
something.
might
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
right. But like, I would love to be able to buy a ticket package, because I was just doing the math earlier for like March of next year to go from 6 to 7 days is an extra $80 or something like that. And then 7 to 8 was like 60. And it, like, to go 8 to 9 was like 30 per person. Like, I would go and say, hey, Disney, like, I will buy 20 tickets, 20 days worth of hoppers at a price of $1,000 or whatever the number of days is for $1,000. To me, $1,000 would be good. I don't think I could swing $1,600, which was what an annual pass is. But
I feel like, though, if they did
more,
that exactly, I feel like it would work for them too, because it would get me to book an extra trip or something. So
I would,
and maybe you have to stay, and maybe you have to stay on property to use them or something like that. Yeah, like
it would stipulate in order for these tickets to be valid, you must be a resort guest at that time. I'm pretty sure you can have like 2 variables in your Magic Band resort. Like, they have resort guests.
They know. They know if you exactly. They know if you are or not. Yeah.
So they got to flag both. I think we're coming up with ways for Disney to take more of our money, Phil. This is never a good thing. But
it's never a good thing. But hey, if we can,
it's what we want, though, right?
Exactly.
We are consumers.
I mean, we know it's not going to be like cheap, but if there's a way to make it just a little bit more economically viable, because it's Disney math.
Yeah, it definitely is Disney math. But yeah, I mean, like, when I went down, tickets for everybody were about $850, and that was 8 hoppers, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, if I buy an annual pass, it's an extra $700. No one wants to spend an extra $700 while they're on vacation to convert it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if I did this one time, I would find a way to make it like at least even that I spent, whatever. But I'm like, how much would you think? Like, there's probably math what we could do in a spreadsheet to say, like,
I think $1,000 for 10 days. I mean, that's kind of round, right? Like, that would be for you. That would be another extra $150 that would get you up to 10 days, but you had the whole year to use it. I think that would be worth it.
Boardwalk tickets, purchase tickets. They're down. That's weird. Okay, never mind. Boardwalk ticketing. Anyway, let's see. Disney World. This is fantastic podcasting. Right here. Disney World tickets, 10 days cost. Just go right to the mouse. Because I'm thinking, like, what do you think? And I haven't looked at a 10-day ticket in a very long time. What do you think 10 days would be?
10 days with hoppers, or
10 days with hoppers? Because we're comparing it to annual pass, so it has to be hoppers. I'm gonna pick. I don't know. I'll pick April of next year.
So 10 days is probably what, like $950, something like that.
Close. It's $971 for a 10-day hopper option. Add $20 to let you go to the water parks.
Yeah.
Right. And that is, they're listing the park day for there as $88 on the thing.
I think it's just dividing it by.
Yeah. So $88 a ticket for 10 days. So if we could probably create a curve at each day, but like if you were to drop an extra $100 on this, or spend because the hopper option's not, you had a one park per day is $876.
Yeah.
To upgrade that to a hopper option is $95. Right. Next year's pricing. This year it was $90. Next year this is $95. How much more would you spend to convert that 10-day ticket to a 1-year expiration ticket?
I'd do another $100 or something.
$100 to make it about $1,100 with tax,
with the hopper and everything. Yeah,
I would definitely then say. Okay,
I guess you got to start doing the math, right? Then what's an annual pass? Because then you start getting discounts and stuff like that.
But we got our Visa card, so the discounts aren't going to
that much more than that.
Kill you that much. But okay, so you're spending $1,100. What's an extra $400 at that point? Right. Again, Disney math. $400 is still $400. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's $400.
Yeah.
And now I can go even more. I don't
often,
have to worry about it and all this other stuff. So I don't know.
And maybe that's what
minutes
and maybe that's what Disney thinks. It's like, all right, the people that are interested in this, they'll just do an annual pass. But.
Yeah. Hey, we just answered our own question. Why doesn't Disney do this?
Honestly, the big thing, you know what we need them to do? They just need to let out-of-state people buy the lower level annual passes.
There you go.
I think that's
here's the other question. I don't understand why annual passes are that expensive, right? Like if somebody is going to the park, like let's say you're getting, like for me, let's say I had an 8-day trip, right? Yeah. And I'm spending $850 for each one of my family members to go every day that we're there, minus our check-in, check-out date. If that they say, oh, for an extra $100, you can make an annual pass. Annual pass is less than $1,000, which is double the Florida resident pass, basically. You know for sure if I'm going to do that, I'm coming back again.
Yeah.
And I am not coming back, really, other than maybe a day or two, but I'll come back a lot more if I know, like, hey, I can go down. That's hotel money, that's food money, that's merch money, all this stuff, right?
It's good for the Orlando area. You're traveling in and everything. You're like,
I don't think they care about the Orlando area. I think they're money in their pockets, right? But, like, they'd keep the hotels fuller. Yeah. And they say if you're out of state for this reduced cost, you have to stay at a resort for this to work.
Yeah.
And I don't mind doing that. I don't know. We have questions and propositions for Disney, and they are not listening to us anyway. So I don't know what we're doing here. We're just getting excited for a way we can get to Disney.
Josh, tomorrow, if you're listening, give us a call.
Just call. We'll tweet at you tomorrow with this plan, please. But I'd be curious to see like how that would affect. Disney must have done the math right on all this stuff. The only problem is they're stuck at $1,500. And they can't discount the annual pass.
It's just that's such a big like nugget to like the hurdle to like suck up.
The only people that can afford annual passes at Disney World are people without kids or people that are retired, right? Their kids have moved on, and they can go like, what is it? It's got to be like 2 8-day trips just to.
Yeah, it's either 2 8-day trips or 3 smaller ones or something. Or if you have kids, it's like that's all you do. You must have like if you have a vacation home down there or something like that, or you do it once every now and then and you do like your year of Disney and you fit in 3 trips or something.
I'm not even talking about it because that's not repeat guests, right? You want people that are constantly
just renewing it. Yeah.
I think the price is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think Disney would make more money if they had more people come down. Yeah. Because like, even if they never come down, right? You just upsold somebody an extra $100 in their ticket package.
Yeah.
But it's hard to upsell double that, right?
Yeah. No, I agree.
What if they had a promo, Phil? Buy an 8-pack of tickets, stay on property, upgrade to an annual pass for cool adult summer 2026. Something like that. I don't know.
Well, they have like those bounce back offers for the resort. It's like a bounce back ticket offer or something.
Sir, you are a genius. I mean, I'm throwing these ideas. If I'm in marketing, I'm like, how do we get people to come back guaranteed?
Seriously.
Right?
These ideas are all free, Disney. You can
yes, they're all free. You just have to give us a cheap annual pass for half the cost, right? And we're not even asking for a full.
I mean, all these things pass. Is us giving them more money. It's like
that they would not have.
I know exactly.
How many days do you think a year would we be like after the podcast to be like, hey Phil, what are you doing next weekend?
Oh, we'd find all these weekends where we just fly down. Like, hey, I found a $100 round trip ticket. Let's go.
You'd be texting me, hey Jason, if you come up, you could sleep on my couch, and there's like a $60 flight out of like my
New
local
Haven,
airport. You want to do it? I'm like, all right, fine. Phil, do you want to record out of Hollywood Studios this week? Let's go. We're in. All right. We'll end it there. We just had a nice 20-minute discussion about annual passes.
Yeah, it's fun.
What if we it's year of a million dreams from
for
all that time ago. Anyway, everybody, thank you for watching, listening. When we get back, we're going to do all the D23 coverage. I'm going to give Phil a little bit of grace. We're probably our show for the next week is going to be a little late. I'm thinking probably we won't record on Monday. We'll
see how I'm doing. We can try to do Monday if we just do the D23 stuff, and then maybe the following week we'll do my trip report or something. We'll see how it goes.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. But if we're late a day, it's because
it's Phil's fault.
Phil's fault. He loves his family. He wants to be there with his kids for first week of school. It's my kid's first week of school also. So anyway, thank you for watching and listening. If you see Phil on Discord, wish him a good trip. And we'll see you in a week.
Take care, everybody.